Okay, hello. Welcome to the stream. Let's get right into the news. Breaking news. Someone asked their mom to take a picture of their cat and they weren't disappointed. Unstoppable force and immovable object. Good morning. Resignation letter is being sent. Best regards. Never stop meowing. A butternut woolly worm. I like this. I have to Google its name so that I can read a wiki article on it. The butternut woolly worm. Wow, that's a very short wiki article. Areocampa is a genus of common sawflies. There are about 10 described species in Areocampa. 7 fossil species are known. He doesn't look very pleasant. I like him. No, I like him. Is there any more information on them anywhere? r/nature is fucking lit. Am I right, guys? Nature's cool though. A cat that really likes cat food. I think that's all of them though. I just need to lock in. It needs to be the one with the eye twitch. Someone edited the cat to have its eye twitching. Thick crocodile passing on your timeline. This is absolutely ridiculous. Job interview. Brought my guinea pig for support. When I adopted my cat, he had spent the first months of his life as a foster kitten in a house full of dogs. 3 years later, and he still barks. Just wanted to show everyone this. Oh, I have to connect my headphones.
You don't like it. Give her a kiss, Kara. You're crazy. Kara, she's telling you to put her down. What's wrong?
Nice. Hearing a raven speak Russian is one of the most terrifying things I've ever heard.
Сейчас очень много снимается сказок. Харуш, ты меня перебиваешь. Ты в курсе?
Конечно.
Конечно.
Привет, Карлуш.
Молодец.
Baby is babying. Flower that looks like a person. I'm sure people are comparing it to some sort of Pokemon in the replies, and I do not want to see sexy Pokemon car parking. I can't believe he is orange and just does this. Can I come over and stare at you like this? Me staring at my ceiling after another exhausting, draining week. It's Wednesday. Hey, how are you doing? God forbid a white boy gets a little steezy. I'm gonna come over and stare at you just like this. Don't go to work, please. When you already feel chopped, did you feel an underground pimple forming? I think my leg is better now. I should go home. Apple. That's fur shit. I'm just gonna scroll by it like I didn't see it. I agree with whatever this means. Ope and water. Random man on the timeline. Who is this diva? She's pretty. She should be a model. She should be like one of those cats that they put on greeting cards. They're trying to intimidate him into the human giving them food. This is what pigeons do too. Trust me, I know all about it. You just kind of do this at people and they give you food eventually. Yes. You just go stare at people and at some point someone will give you food because they'll think you're cute. Humans saw this and decided to invent 8 a.m. class. Disgusting. I hate AI. It's a parasite. Why is my professor saying my essay is 34% AI generated when I spend about 1 to 2 hours every day working on it? I wrote an essay for something like kind of recently, and it was for someone else. And apparently the way that I write is like AI somehow because it said it was like 30 to 40% computer generated, which is insane. He is staring for an amazing reason. I appreciate his mouth being a little open. Amazing. Obsessed with how plush and round this girl is. Beautiful. Only 40 to 60 more years to go. I wonder how many people are gonna have to retire at like 80 from younger generations. That's gonna be really interesting. Oh, nice that we got Sued Shark. This isn't the original though. Where's the original? I need to pull this up. The we got sued Microsoft Teams Shark. Visualizing in the mirror the man I want to become. Yeah, I've seen where people have posted that. They've been like, I finally got to use the we got sued shark. I think it's like an emoji or like an emoticon in Microsoft Teams. So, brother calm meditating as usual. What the fuck is going on? I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I like it. This is great. Tomato. Cat has a cat on his leg. It's a tattoo of his ex. Rub my exoskelly. Actually, oh, it's been a while since I've seen a horseshoe crab from the backside. I gotta look this up. Horseshoe crab. Do they have any pictures of its belly? I'm just gonna go to Google for this. Underside. Rub my exoskelly. They're kind of cute though. That is. Oh, what is that? Is it pregnant? Is it pregunte? No, I think those are just its legs, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, he looks pretty cool from up top. He's completely different on the bottom. I want to know what this is. It looks like, because this one doesn't have all of that stuff on it. This one looks pregnant. I'm like scared of clicking on anything on Reddit. Forbidden Gatorade. What? Where's the forbidden Gatorade? Oh. Oh. I hate that. Wait, isn't horseshoe crab blood used for something though? Horseshoe crab blood. Yeah. Oh. It was for the COVID vax. During 2020, COVID-19 vaccines were created in record time. This is definitely a good thing. Nature plays a huge part in the medicines we rely on every day. What if it was used for nothing in scientists? There's some sick fucks. There's still some sick fucks for farming horseshoe crab blood, apparently, for COVID vaccines. As well as being incredible living fossils, they've also helped to keep most of us alive. If you've ever had a vaccine, chances are that it was tested for safety using horseshoe crab blood. And they're about to save even more lives because they're playing their part in the creation of a COVID-19 injection. I don't want to read about horseshoe crabs and COVID. I don't like this. I don't like that they're farming horseshoe crabs. That's what I want to know. I feel like maybe Wiki has more information that is unrelated to the COVID vaccine. Distribution, habitat, behavior, use in medicine. The blood of a horseshoe crab contains cells known as ambiocytes. These play a similar role to the white blood cells of vertebrates in defending the organism against pathogens. Amoebocytes from the blood of big word, are used to make LAL, which is used for the detection of bacterial endotoxins in medical applications. There's a high demand for blood, the harvest of which involves collecting the animals, bleeding them, and then releasing them back into the sea. Oh, what? So they don't kill them. They just, like, take their blood. Most of the animals survive during the process. Mortality is correlated with both the amount of blood extracted from an individual animal and the stress experienced during the handling and transportation. Estimates of mortality rates following the blood harvesting vary from 3 to 15% up to 10 to 30%. Approximately 500,000 are harvested annually for this purpose. According to the biomedical industry, up to 30% of an individual's blood is removed. That's not too much, I guess. That's not terrible odds. NPR disagrees with this claim, reporting that it can deplete them of more than half their volume of blue blood. Bleeding may prevent female horseshoe crabs from being able to spawn or may decrease the number of eggs they can lay. It has been found that harvesting blood from horseshoe crabs drastically impacts their percent daily activity, decreasing their overall movement. I think it depends on where you are. Like, there's tons of them in coastal areas. That's where I've seen them before, at least. The horseshoe crabs spend between 1 and 3 days away from the ocean before being returned. As long as the gills stay moist, they can survive on land for 4 days. Some scientists are skeptical that certain companies return their horseshoe crabs to the ocean at all, instead suspecting them of selling horseshoe crabs as fishing bait. Yeah, this seems like a big gray area. Horseshoe crab, I think it's just a crab, basically. Like Pickled Brian said, it kind of looks like a bug underneath. The harvesting of horseshoe crab blood in the pharmaceutical industry is in decline. In 1986, Kyushu University researchers discovered that the same test could be achieved using isolated limulus clotting factor, an enzyme found in LAL, as by using LAL itself. Jik Lingding, try to say that 3 times fast, a National University of Singapore researcher patented a process for manufacturing RFC on 8th of May 2003. Isolated RFC made via her patented process became available for the first time. Yeah, the horseshoe crab pipeline. I don't know where this pipeline ends. We're about to find out, though. In 2013, however, Hyglos GmbH also began manufacturing its own RFC product. This, combined with the acceptance of RFC by European regulators, the comparable cost between LAL and RFC, and support from Eli Lilly Company, which committed to using RFC in lieu of LAL, is projected to all but end the practice of blood harvesting from horseshoe crabs. I still want to know what they're being used for. Yeah, just start injecting horseshoe crab blood. I feel like that's not going to end well, though. But I want to know what they're using this blood for. Vaccine research and development during the COVID-19 pandemic has added an additional strain on the American horseshoe crab. In December 2019, a report of the U.S. Senate, which encouraged the Food and Drug Administration to establish processes for evaluating alternative pyrogenicity tests and report back to the Senate on steps taken to increase their use, was released. PETA backed the report. In June 2020, it was reported that they still haven't explained what the horseshoe crab blood does. Okay, yeah, maybe it makes you immune to everything. What does horseshoe crab blood do? Biomedical use of horseshoe crabs. There we go. Horseshoecrab.org. I feel like this is a good source. If you've ever taken a flu shot, know someone with a pacemaker or joint replacement, or have given your pet a rabies vaccination, you owe a debt of gratitude to the horseshoe crab. Vaccines, injectable drugs, intravenous solutions, and implantable medical devices, both for humans and animals, are quality checked for their safety using a test that comes from the blood of horseshoe crabs. Oh, okay. From the 1940s through late 1970s, rabbits, blood of horseshoe crab is blue due to copper-based oxygen-carrying protein. Besides, coagulant molecules stick together to form a clot to protect the horseshoe crab from an exposure. It is compound V. Okay, so it looks like it tests the safety to make sure that it's not contaminated by like E. coli. So that's what it is, to like test the sterility of a vaccine, basically. I can read a lot faster than I can speak, so that's... Homelander takes off all his clothes, and he got the horseshoe crab kills down there. Conservation oh, I don't like this. Would you guys eat a horseshoe crab? I don't think I would eat a horseshoe crab. After knowing all of this, yeah, no. I bet they're eaten in like Vietnam or something. Consumption, there we go. East and Southeast Asia. Horseshoe crab can be eaten both raw and cooked, but must be properly prepared to prevent food poisoning. There have been numerous reports of poisonings after consuming mangrove horseshoe crabs, as its meat contains tetrodotoxin. Yeah. You can see it both ways. It's either how you become immune to everything, or you end up with tetrodotoxin poisoning. It is a potent neurotoxin. Oh, nice. This is the same thing. Yeah, that's in pufferfish, porcupine fish, ocean sunfish, and triggerfish. Yeah, I think it's a certain type of horseshoe crab. It said mangrove horseshoe crabs. Um, Although it produces thousands of intoxications annually and several deaths, it has shown efficacy for the treatment of cancer-related pain in phase 2 and 3 clinical trials. It is a sodium channel blocker. Apparently, they don't like being eaten. They do not want to be eaten. It inhibits the firing of action potentials in neurons by binding to the voltage-gated sodium channels in nerve cell membranes and blocking the passage of sodium ion. Oh. Yeah, this prevents the nervous system from carrying messages and thus muscles from contracting in response to nervous stimulation. That's a shitty way to die. Yeah, exactly. You gotta inject horseshoe crab blood, and maybe it contains tetrodotoxin, but I think you have to get the mangrove horseshoe crab specifically. It looks like this. He looks pretty cool. They look really emo. Horseshoe crabs are like emo crabs, kind of. Where is it found? Where can you get this magnificent horseshoe crab from? This miracle horseshoe crab. Of course, the people in Thailand are the ones eating them. Habitat. And the species occurs only in Asia around the Indo-West Pacific region where the climate is tropical or subtropical. Yeah, they do. I wonder if that's like a protective evolutionary thing. Mangrove horseshoe crabs are selective benthic. What is that? They eat, oh, they're bottom feeders. Feeding mainly on insect larvae, small fish, oligochaetes worm, small crabs, and thin-shelled bivalves. Lacking jaws, it grinds up the food with bristles on its legs and places it in its mouth using its chelicerae. The ingested food then enters the cuticle-lined esophagus and then the proventriculus. That's a big word. Yeah, they're honestly kind of a perfect animal. The proventriculus is made up of a crop and a gizzard. The crop can expand to fit the ingested food while the gizzard grinds the food into a pulp. Studies have found that the mangrove horseshoe crab have a strong preference for insect larvae over other organisms on which it also feeds. Nice. He is the perfect creature. There's what's the other thing? I think it's called tetra. No, it's does anyone know what I'm talking about? It looks like a bear, kind of. I don't know if it's an insect or what. It's like unkillable. Yeah, tardigrade. These guys. These things right here. When did they last evolve is what I'm wondering, because I think it was super long ago. When did tardigrades? I don't want the AI generated thing. There are about 1,500 known species in the phylum Tardigrada, a part of the superphylum. That's a really big word. The earliest known fossil is from the Cambrian some 500 million years ago. So these guys are basically the perfect creature. They're like unkillable. Yeah, tardigrades known colloquially. I said that wrong. Yeah, kind of. Water bears or moss piglets. I I don't know. I kind of want to see. What are they technically? Are these uh body okay. Subkingdom. Trying to figure, I don't think these are an insect. I think they're, yeah, because they're in the animal kingdom. Or no, well, insects are too. Uh are tardigrades insects? They have their own phylum. Yeah. What the fuck? They're just like microscopic things, apparently. Oh yeah, I think yeah, they threw them in space one time. They've like tried to burn them to death. They've tried to freeze them to death. Yeah, they've also tried to dehydrate them to death. They've thrown them in space and they just live somehow. Let's go to the Oh, I think this is the article for tardigradia. Yeah, they're basically immortal. I want to know what their lifespan is. Reproduction and life cycle. Up to 30 eggs or later. It doesn't say how long they live for. I want to know how long they live for. Exposure to space, evolutionary history. Google this. How long do tardigrades live? Oh, what? Do I have to like sign up for an account? I don't want to click the Reddit link. Ah. Yeah, he's beautiful. I mean, people love tardigrades. Everyone loves a tardigrade. Tardigrades can go up to 30 years without food or water. They can also live at temperatures as cold as absolute zero or above boiling. At pressures 6 times that of the ocean's deepest trenches and in the vacuum of space. Amazing. Yeah, I want to read about the one that they like launched into space. They tried to like torture these things to death and they just won't die. Tardigrades have survived exposure to space. In 2007, dehydrated tardigrades were taken on the Photon M3 mission and exposed to vacuum, or to both vacuum and solar ultraviolet for 10 days. Back on Earth, more than 68% of the subjects protected from ultraviolet were reanimated by rehydration, and many produced viable embryos. Wait, what? Oh, what? In 2019, a capsule containing tardigrades in a cryobiotic state was on board the Israeli lunar lander Bereshit, which crashed on the moon. There's tardigrades on the moon now. This is where they carried the tardigrades on the Photon M3 mission. I think we should inject ourselves with tardigrade blood. Honestly, probably. This and like horseshoe crab blood. I think that might be the key to immortality or something. Don't quote me on that. Well, I went way off topic, but I want to know how they have 1,500 different types of tardigrades. It would be cool. It looks like they realized that they were basically perfect beings like 500 million years ago, though. Chubby, misunderstood, and not immortal. Okay, it's taking me back to the wiki article. Okay, these two are different, apparently. This one has holes on its back. He has like a built-in ventilation system. This one has no built-in ventilation system. This is the Echinoniscus insularis, a female in lateral view. And the Milnesium tardigratum in active state. Do they have any pictures of other ones? Is this the guy who realized that they were a thing, who discovered them? An Italian Catholic priest? You are POV, you are a tardigrade in when did he discover them? Is that in here? Can I find it? POV, you are a tardigrade in the 1700s, being studied by an Italian Catholic priest. He creates an entire phylum just for you. Where do their brains go? Yeah, I think so. What was that? Punnet? Is that? No, that wasn't. I don't think so. Pidgie guy. That's what we're gonna look up. Gregor Mendel, yeah. He was an Augustinian friar and abbot of St. Thomas Abbey in Brunn, Austria, apparently. This is who made the? It wasn't Mendel that made. It was probably Punnett who made the Punnett square. Reginald Punnett. Okay, he was not. He wasn't a priest. These guys must have, yeah, they must have been super bored. Gregor Mendel was an Austrian biologist, meteorologist, mathematician, and Augustinian friar. Worked with the 7 characteristics of pea plants. Where's a better picture of him? Mendel, seated second from right and numbered 2. There he is. Apparently that was like the big thing that he did. I was pretty curious to know about the meteorologist aspect of his career. Is there any mention of it in here? I want to know about this. Mendel also studied astronomy and meteorology, founding the Austrian Meteorological Society in 1865. The majority of his published works were related to meteorology. Oh, okay, no worries. The Mendelian paradox. I looked up into this guy. Everything is peas. In 1936, Ronald Fisher, a prominent statistician and population geneticist, reconstructed Mendel's experiments, analyzed results from the F2 generation, and found the ratio of dominant to recessive phenotypes to be implausibly and consistently too close to the expected ratio of 3 to 1. Fisher asserted that the data of most, if not all, of the experiments have been falsified to agree closely with Mendel's expectations. Mendel's alleged observations, according to Fisher, were abominable, shocking, and cooked. Other scholars agree with Fisher that Mendel's various observations come uncomfortably close to Mendel's expectations. Edwards, for instance, remarks, one can applaud the lucky gambler, but when he is lucky again tomorrow and the next day and the following day, one is entitled to become a little suspicious. Fisher's analysis gave rise to the Mendelian paradox. Mendel's reported data are statistically speaking too good to be true, yet everything we know about Mendel suggests that he was unlikely to engage in either deliberate fraud or in an unconscious adjustment of his observations. One attempted explanation invokes confirmation bias. Damn, they were really trying to knock Mendel, apparently. They didn't like this guy. He was just like blessed by God or something. Look at him. God definitely liked this guy. They have a helpful picture of the F2 generation of P experiments. God smiled down upon him and said, boy, you're gonna contribute to our understanding of science. This is such a hater-ass thing to do. How much of a hater do you have to be to call his work abominable, shocking, and cooked? A reassessment of Fisher's statistical analysis, according to these authors, also disproves the notion of confirmation bias in Mendel's results. Damn, in celebration of his 200th birthday, Mendel's body was exhumed and his DNA sequenced. Well, that's interesting. I feel like I got way off topic. I saw horseshoe crabs and just started rolling with it. Yeah, I like this. Bear eating food gently. Yeah. Abominable, shocking, cooked. That would be like one of those video essays on something that's really not that surprising, but they gas it up really hard to kind of like sensationalize the story, you know? Forgive yourself for not knowing better until you knew better. Damn, it's November 12th already. What's next? November 13th. Fuck everything. A master of karate and friendship. Blue hair and drying himself. He's very pretty. That's a pretty bird. Boy birds get all the cool colors. POV, you smell like tuna. I'm being yelled at. I can't decide, should I play Slime Rancher again today or something else? Was that entertaining to watch at all? Was that the equivalent of watching paint dry, of reading wiki articles? It looks like he has a lisp. Yeah, I think I'll continue Slime Rancher today. I think at some point I'm gonna play Hollow Knight. I'm kind of kicking myself because I honestly forget if I played the first one and it was on sale a couple days ago and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait a few days to get Hollow Knight, and then I just didn't. And now it's full price again, so all right. Give me just a second and I'm gonna get Slime Rancher going here.